What's up, Jeremy? Oh, I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, baby.
What's going on, JJ?
Hey, are we good?
Yeah, it's recording, so it's
all right, awesome.
Right now.
All right. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, what's going on? You got a haircut?
Yeah, I was my face got really long and it was starting to like get scratchy and stuff and itchy, so I do that every like few months. I'll just like let it all grow out and then I just like get rid of it all.
Right, be like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it's a process. I don't know. I do it all the time though.
Okay, cool. So how's everything going? Like, how's the wife and the kid?
They're all good. They're good. My son, they grow up fast, I tell you. But he's home from Thanksgiving right now, like until Thanksgiving. He's out of school and everything like that. So we're getting to spend a lot of time with him.
Oh, that's good. So is everyone coming to your house for Thanksgiving?
Yes, actually. We just built our house this year. So yeah, it's this year. And so we're having everybody over. It's going to be
right, because everybody wants to come to the new house.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually building like a table too, a dining table. It's going to be like 12 feet long. It's made out of cherry oak.
Wow. And you're going to do that before Thursday?
Yes. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's a process. It takes time. But yeah,
wow.
I'm going to have it done by Thursday. It's for sure going to be done by Christmas because we're doing Christmas here too. But it's hard to juggle things. It's hard to juggle things. I don't know if you know, but like a 12-foot like dining table, they want like $5,000 for those things. Like, and I don't know if you could say I'm too cheap, but like, I know a guy that mills wood, and I got it for like nothing. And so I'm going to build it for like a few $100 instead of $5,000. So
right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I want a big table too. Right now, my dining room is empty. I will show you the preview, but we just moved, and I've been looking at tables. So you're absolutely right, because they are expensive. So
anything nice, anything nice is just like crazy. Like I know a carpenter too. He helped me with my stairs, and I asked him for a quote to build it because I'm really busy, I'm running a business, and he told me he'd do it for $7,800. And I was just like,
since you told him you were running a business, he was like, more money.
I mean, I just had to say no. Like that at that price, it was like I don't even want to negotiate with you. Like there's no.
Right, obviously we are not people, so we aren't cool. You saying 7,800? This is not my ballpark. So
yeah, it's like whenever you talk to people about buying their car too, and they're just like way out in la land. They think their car's worth way more than it is, and you're just like, okay, good luck.
I know. All right. Well. All right, I wish you all the luck, right?
Yeah, good luck with that one, man.
Right, you and your dreams.
Because I don't want to like, I don't want to down them or nothing like that, but it's just like, all right, well, that's not gonna sell for that, so.
Right.
That's why you follow up too, though.
Right, that's why you follow up, because 3 weeks later they're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna be like, or I can offer you.
Yeah, I can show up with the trailer today.
Right. Right. So real quick, people want to know like how they can get the help they need. So basically, I just want to ask you questions about like what working with me you feel did for you in your business.
Yeah. Okay. Well, definitely several things. Now, I believe that you can figure things out on your own. It just takes time, and it takes losing money to actually learn those things on your own. And I feel personally like if you get help from somebody who knows more than you, the price, like just for example, the price that you ask might seem like a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, it really is not. Like as far as like the margins in this business, I mean, for example, like last week I sold 6 cars. So what you're asking isn't a whole lot based on like those margins and how much money you can make. And I feel like, there's probably some things that people already have a good feel for that work for them, but I feel like the whole picture of what you try to achieve is very helpful. Like how to buy the cars, like what price range you should stick in. Like you don't want to buy the cheapest car. Like, and I was doing that before you were helping me. I was trying to buy the cheapest car that I could. And that's not really the best thing to do. You don't want to do that because you end up getting the cheapest customers possible when you do that. And it's really not worth the headache. It makes the business not fun after you do that for a while.
That's
things
true.
Like that. Also the marketing, the way that you advertise was helpful to me. I got better traction with my advertising after I, took your advice on some things. I don't want to like be about all the details, but
no, this is good. This is good. Okay, this is good for me too. Like I was just talking to a client last night, and he was saying how it was working for him, and I was like, this is good for me to hear too, because to be honest, I just set out to say, hey, I'm gonna give people what I wish I had. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know if it was working or not. So like hearing that, what, when you told me to do this and that was great. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Like it helps to make me feel like I do know what I'm talking about in a way,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, I think that, you could figure it out on your own, but like I said, like I'm going back to like, the price that you ask and like how much money you can save yourself in the long run before you figure it out for yourself. It's really, if you have enough money to invest in somebody's advice and help, I feel like it's worth it, especially if you feel like their vibe matches your vibe and that kind of thing, then I would recommend it. Absolutely.
Okay. That's good. Look, good. You're reading the script just fine. No.
No, I mean, I sincerely believe that and feel that way. It's not like
right.
Janelle's not paying me to say this or anything like that.
right. I was just joking. I know, just joking. Joking.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So, a question that I have is like, how much more money do you think you've made because you work with me?
Well, I mean, now it's the future it's kind of like infinite, really. But I know that within the first month after using you, I made 4 times as much money, that you were asking. So it's like, it's really not like that much money, like in the grand scheme of like how much money that can be made.
That's what I be saying. Like
it's
once
really
you put it all together, you can just make so much more. So,
and if you're like just starting out and you haven't like done this before and that kind of thing, and you're like trying to pinch pennies and things like that to like get this business going, like I would just go ahead and say like you need, instead of buying another car, you should like get some help. Like if you can buy 2 cars and get some help, that's better than buying 3 cars and not having any idea what you're doing. In my opinion.
That's so true.
Yeah, because you're gonna buy the wrong car and then you're gonna be like, oh crap, I got this piece of junk in my yard and I don't know what to do with it, and yada yada yada.
Right, and then you start feeling bad, like, oh man, and
I get so I've sold, like last week I sold some cars that I've been looking at for like months, and I'm just like, thank God they're out of my life. Like,
right, because every time you look at them, you like feel a little worse about yourself. You're like, dang,
every day it stays there. The way I look at it is like every day it's there, like, and it's ready to be sold. It's like, man, I'm failing a little bit here because it's not moving.
True, that's so true.
What do you turn this around with?
So like, if you can get some help to move them, because it chips away at your self-esteem to have those cars sitting there.
And the advice that you give is like, I read something like a few weeks ago, and it kind of clicked with like everything that the advice that you give. And it's like, the best business doesn't always win. It's the business that is the most known business. And you give out advice to like help you kind of like shout your business. And because if you think about it, like when you need a service, for example, you don't necessarily know who the best is. You just know who you know. And that's who gets the business.
And that's who gets the business. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter who the best is. If nobody knows who the best is, then it doesn't matter if you're the best. It's who knows about you. That's it.
That's true. That's so true. And then, yeah, I was going to say, and then if they know somebody who has used you, whether, they've had a great experience or not, as long as they were able to get a car, they're like, okay, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah, and it builds. I mean, business takes time, like it really does. But I mean, it does build, and I think that there's a few things. I know there's some few things that I didn't think about doing that you suggested, and they, and I know in the long term, like they will pay off.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, that's some good stuff. You got any closing comments? I'm like trying to think if I had any other questions. I'm like, you covered it all.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you have any other comments for like people who might be struggling or?
Yeah. I would recommend if you're getting into the business, don't go like crazy at first. Like go slow and take your time. Like, because I got carried away when I first started, and business is like the slow and steady person always wins. Like if you try to go too fast and get in a rush and try to build quickly, like that's a recipe for failure. Like if you want to consistently grow your business, you have to do it slow and steadily and methodically, and take your time and don't be rushed with it. And that's just some like sound business.
And a lot of okay, yeah. And I was just.
But I made that mistake, and I know that now. So now I'm slow, and I'm not saying like I'm not trying to grow my business, but like I just don't get in a rush about it. Like I know that if I'm constantly growing the business and the business is becoming bigger, then like in the long term, like I will be successful at it, like more than the next guy who is in a rush, who's trying to make $1 million quick. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Like I think about you remember that story about the tortoise and the hare when you were younger?
Yeah.
So I used to hate that story because I was like, the rabbit should have won, right?
Yeah, it makes no sense. The rabbit's fast. Yeah.
Right. Makes no sense. Like, I mean, how did he not win? But I think now that I'm getting older, I see exactly what that story was trying to say is that the tortoise kept doing one thing, getting to where he got to go. He wasn't thinking about anything else. He was not distracted. He was not playing. He was just like, I'm going one way. And I think that that's what I see in myself now that I'm older is like, you got to do it one way. Like make your business successful one way first. And then you add on, because that's how you
got to get good at one thing first, and then you can, focus on other things. Oh crap! I was gonna say something. Let me see if I can get it back. I lost it.
Well,
I was listening to you and I lost it.
You were talking about slow and steady.
Yeah. Well, like I can't remember. Like the stuff that you were saying about like in your course and whenever we talked is the kind of cars to buy was very helpful, because you don't really know unless you like tried to sell cars, like the kind of cars that people really want to buy. And like your area is going to be different, but like generally cars sell about the same. Like, Toyota Camrys sell good all over the place, but like you don't necessarily want to buy Toyota Camrys because, there's just little details like that, like the kind of car you want to look out for. And there are some, nuggets you give on like, what to look for at the auction to get a good deal and still have a good profit margin. And you're not competing with like every other, Joe Schmo at the auction trying to just go crazy on the price. And
Right.
there's things like that.
Yeah, trying to beat them with dollars, and that doesn't make sense. I just thought of that.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, if you're watching this, like, and you see a good car and the price goes above your price, like, don't buy the car. Like, don't keep going after it. Like, just let it go. It was not meant for you to own that car.
Right.
Because I did it. I bought a good car, and it is a good car, but it's honestly still for sale because I got it for too much. And you just got to learn your lesson like that. It's just, I'm still looking at it every day, but I'm sure it'll sell. It'll sell like in a couple months during tax time, so I'm not worried about it or nothing. But it's a good lesson.
Right, it's a good lesson for sure. Okay, well, yeah, I don't even have any more questions. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
I appreciate. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
I appreciate you just taking some time out and sharing your experience. That's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, we'll be talking soon. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah,
I hope everything goes smoothly and nobody gets in a huge fist fight.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, so I'm not spending it with my family. No. No, so a friend of mine I met like years ago when I first moved to Atlanta, she invited everyone on a cruise for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing with her family, is going on a cruise. So I'm bringing, I'm bringing, my immediate family, we're going, but like no cousins, aunts, uncles.
Wow. I think I'm gonna like try to. I don't know if my wife would go for that, honestly, because she's like a host at heart, and she actually wants to. Her like long-term goal is to like start like a event company, and to like throw parties and things like that. And yeah, I've been helping her like come up, like brainstorming. Like, it's not like something we're trying to like get going right now, but like that's like her thing. Like, that's what she wants to do. She wants to like throw like corporate parties and weddings and things like that. So I think she's, if I tried to say, hey, let's just leave and go on a cruise instead of like having everybody over, she would be like, no.
I know. Yeah.
We have this beautiful house and we need to host all of our, family. That's
for every holiday there is.
Exactly. Yes. It's fine. Like, I like having, family over and stuff, but like, and she doesn't really ask me to do a whole lot. So it's not like, it's not a huge deal to me.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Well, maybe once the kids get older, she might be like, you know what, let's just go on a cruise.
That's what it is right now, because like my kid's like 2, and like everybody just goes nuts over him. Like, they'll come over and they don't even say hi to me. It's just like straight to my kid. And, I think they would be upset. They would be literally upset if we like didn't have something and we like kept him from them, like,
yeah,
my grandma and my grandpa and, everybody like that. They would just be like very sour.
They might be, because 2, that's like the cutest age.
Yeah, he's so cute. And I'm the only one who's hard on him. Like, I'm the only one. He honestly sometimes he's upset with me a lot. I can tell because I'm the only one who says no to him. And I try to be like a stern, father figure kind of thing. Well, I just don't want him to get everything he wants all the time. That's not good. That doesn't make a good human being, I believe. So, and everybody else gives him whatever he wants all the time. So sometimes I'm like, good night, and he'll just be like, no, don't talk to me.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But you know what? He will appreciate it and love it later. When he's 2, it's just all about what you want, though.
I know. And my dad was like that to me. And you know, I know a lot of people who were given whatever they wanted their whole lives, and now they're not much of you know, they're still a human being, don't get me wrong, but like they're not a productive member of our society. They don't, you know, they don't give value to other people. They don't help other people really in the grand scheme of things. And it just doesn't make for a good human. I think wanting better and not being told no is like good for you, like in the long
I
run.
agree. Like dealing with rejection is good for you.
Yeah. And like having to figure it out, you know, on your own, and like having to do something for yourself and things like that. And every time I talk about this, it like always in a group, it always brings up like a political argument about, you know, equality and all of these kinds of things. It's all, but I feel the way I feel. Just for example, like, you know, people that want more money without doing more work, it kind of like gets on my nerves, because it takes a lot of work to start a business to make more money. And the people that they're just like, oh, I just want more money because I need more money. It's like, it cheapens the fact that I'm trying to create something from nothing. It cheapens it. And I don't really, if you tried to start your own business, you wouldn't say those things, is my point.
You wouldn't. That's true. Like if you were genuinely, like if you knew what business was, it's basically providing, like helping people. That's business. Yeah. Like, so if you're providing something of value, you would say, oh, I want to be the best provider of whatever, instead of, I just want to make a lot of money.
Well, I just want more money because I need more money. Like that's not a reason.
Right, that's not a reason. I feel you on that. Look, agreed.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody's different, so it's all good.
Right. Well, I wasn't thinking to go political when you said that, so. Because you said it leads to politics.
Well, yeah, well, I know. It just kind of happens whenever I'm like in a group, because somebody will say like, you know, something like that, and then I usually feel like I have to say what's on my mind about things, not in like a disrespectful way, but I mean, I'm not going to not say something, I think, just because of somebody's, if it might hurt their feelings, I guess you could say.
Right. I don't sense that in you, so yeah. I'm sure you speak your mind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so, well, thanks. I mean, I really appreciate the time, especially during this busy week.
Thank you, Shamal. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate it.
Oh, great. I'm glad. I really appreciate getting to know you and your family, and like, you know, like you got me now. So like we're fam forever. So
fam forever. You know. That's good. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, so I'll be checking in with you again soon.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, talk to you soon.
All right, see you, Shamal. Have a good Thanksgiving, Christmas if I don't talk to you.
Oh, I know. Well, we'll talk before Christmas, but yeah, if not, then yeah,
no.
enjoy.
You never know. Stuff gets busy. I know how it goes.
That's true. Stuff does get busy. So yeah, we'll have a happy holiday season.
yeah, for sure. You too. See you soon.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye.